Okay, welcome back. So now we're going to have a look at creating a new article in one of the categories. We've looked at how to edit the articles by clicking on something and going to edit, but today we're going to create something totally new. The way the system is set up at the moment is that you can go into any of these topics. Let's pick one such as a nutrition and diet, and we can either go through and select to edit one of these. Now, your normal users don't see this edit. You do because you have administrative rights, and they don't see this new button either. So what you can do to add a new article in nutrition and diet is just hit new, and that will open up a brand new page. So I might want to call this test nutrition. Don't worry about this alias, it'll automatically make it. We can throw some text in here, so let's just find a quick lorem ipsum. There's our lorem ipsum. Let's just copy a chunk of that. So we've put something into the article, and now at this point you could just click save. But there's a couple of things to have a look at first. One is publishing. Now in publishing, you can select the category where you want this to be published. We've already started off in the nutrition and diet category, but we don't have to actually post it there if we change our minds. And we can bounce it between categories later on. So for the moment, we will leave it in nutrition and diet. You can put tags in. Now we're not using tags on this website, but it lets people search terms a bit differently. But we've got a very powerful search engine built in, so we don't need to worry about it. You can put some notes in here. You don't really need to worry about version notes unless you're going to be updating a lot regularly. And then you've got see these two down here. Status, which is published, unpublished, archived or trashed, and featured. Now, featured pushes things to the top of the stack. It basically makes it so it's the first thing you see. I haven't implemented this feature too much because it tends to mess with some of the formatting. One of the other neat tricks you can do, though, is you're going unpublished to start off with, and maybe yourself and somebody else can work on an article. What happens then is it will actually come up if I save this article out. In our category, we can actually see it now says Test Nutrition Unpublished. And it's not viewable. So I can go back into it to have a read of it. Great way to share information between yourselves and also open it up for editing much as you would a Google Doc. Now if I go into edit, the crossed out I means nobody else can see it. I can go into publishing and I can do things like actually tell it to start publishing on a certain date. So say for example there is an important conference coming up in one of the local areas. You could say start publishing information about this this date, and you could tell it to stop showing information about that conference and that date. That's quite useful. One of the final things that's very good to know about is this access level. Normally public will do for most articles. For people who are members of the website, which is free to do, everyone can join the website, once they have a password and a username and things, they are registered. So you can actually have articles on here that are for people who are registered to use the website. You can also set special users and super users, which is for admins. So that's access, but most of the time you'll probably want published. There's some other bits and pieces. You can set a language that you want it in. We've only got one at the moment. And you can set metadata, but we don't need to go into that. So that's how to publish it. Now what you'll notice is that once it's there, you don't actually have the ability to delete it. What you can do is unpublish it. Now the reason for that is so that people don't accidentally delete great swathes of articles by clicking buttons and not knowing what's going on. So that can be done from the back end, which I will describe in another video.